Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are talking about the Bradley and Laura scenes from the morning show. So this is going to be going over episode 8 and there was a lot going on in this episode. I know that I'm a few days late with this because there's just so much content out at the moment, but I wanted to be sure that I spoke about this episode because it was brilliant. It was one of my favorite episodes of the morning show in general, and I think combined with the episode where Bradley and Laura meet, this is my favorite episode from season 2. So we're gonna get right into it today. But just before we do, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I am inches away from 10,000 subscribers and I will be getting another tattoo to commemorate this milestone. Last time I got this little YouTube play button so I can bring my subscribers with me everywhere. So also don't forget to leave a big thumbs up on the video if you go on to enjoy it and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. So let's get right into it and we're gonna check out a couple of clips and discuss as always. So, because, you know, I have to be careful with how much I show on YouTube and on the screen due to the copyright gods. I don't want them to smite me where I stand. Bradley's brother has basically come down to the studio and the staff are trying to find out and get confirmation if Mitch, the former anchor, played by Steve Carell, has died in Italy, and we, the audience, know that is the case and Mitch is unalive. So we are seeing Bradley's brother extremely intoxicated and he's chosen probably the worst possible moment to do this. I mean, anytime that something like this happens is awful, but it's really just the worst possible timing.
Hey, coffee's good. Come on from the horse on 7th
And you have
Avenue.
to be quiet, Hal.
She's trying to calm him down, get him a coffee. It's...
Are you killing anybody?
Hal, I don't know.
Well, hi. Our dad, he killed a kid driving drunk.
So most of the staff now have heard the commotion because obviously like he's shouting and screaming and stuff, and Bradley has told him like you need to be quiet because she tells him about Mitch and he starts revealing these very, very like personal, hurtful, painful things to Bradley's entire, like all the colleagues, the whole staff in the morning show. And not my sibling, but I have been in a situation like this with my immediate family and many times, and it's like the most awful thing because you're so embarrassed obviously, but also it's like these people that you work with, like, you know, apart from Laura and maybe a few people that she's friendly with, like these are her colleagues. It's not like it's her friends, which even though it is embarrassing when it's with your friends, but these people are seeing literally like her absolute like deep emotional pain and scars, and it's just fodder for everyone to see. Like it's awful. Or I feel so bad for Bradley.
You have to go.
No!
Like,
You
right now.
You fucking leave me to die!
You need to leave.
So I know this goes without saying, but Reese Witherspoon is just, she's such a good actress. Obviously, like I'm saying, I have, you know, a personal reflection here, but even if you don't, like Reese Witherspoon just so sells this scene that she's absolutely heartbroken and he's like arguing and you know the security are trying to get him out.
Bradley, no! Hey, Bradley, fucking help me! Help me! Fucking help me! Bradley!
And it's just awful because you see Laura is like literally like grabbing her hands as if to be like, don't like reach out to Bradley, because she obviously wants to be there for her and like comfort her, but she knows just Bradley's not there, but also like all the way everyone will talk, and it'll just like make Bradley feel even, it's awful situation. But man, does Reese sell it. And you just see like, it's so sad. So we're on to our second scene, and you know, they're in the privacy of the dressing room now, so Laura can be there for Bradley. And again, just, I feel so bad for Bradley, and Reese is just absolutely selling it. Juliana Margulies too is brilliant in this episode as well.
People judging you's a bitch, but it doesn't kill you.
I don't know what to do.
Have you ever had therapy?
I'm afraid they'll tell me I'm crazy.
You learned behaviors to help you survive as a kid in a crazy environment.
Absolutely, like, nailed it. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that Laura has had a lot of therapy, because she seems like a pretty self-actualized person. Although I do think that, obviously not this episode or 7 because they weren't in it, but the previous episodes, I think there's a couple of little clues being laid for Laura having some form of alcohol abuse. I just have noticed like a few little things, and like, you know, whenever she came in for her first morning on the show, like it seemed as though she was a bit hungover. And then a lot of the other discussions that we've seen, she has a drink a lot, and I don't know whether it's just that's just the way they've set up the scene. She's having a drink at the end of the night, but just the way there's been such focus on like the brother's substance abuse, and then like therapy, and Laura having such like a hard time with being publicly outed twice. I just think there's some signs for that, but I could be wrong.
My family's just really fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just sucked you right back in, didn't he?
But he's a mess, and it's not his fault. He's bipolar, and he has terrible parents. We have terrible parents.
Look, Bradley.
That's the thing, like a lot of people, they think that like no matter what, they have to stand by their family, and like a lot of people, yes, like your family is important and you should be there for them, but when people are so destructive for your life, and also her family are treating her like shit, like they don't accept her for the person she is. And there's a lot of queer people who have chosen family because their family sucks and are not accepting of who they actually are. And that's the situation with Bradley. Like, they've been awful about the whole situation with Laura, and Bradley's in this situation because she suppressed herself her entire life because she knew her family would react this way.
Bringing chaos to your life, and he isn't interested in changing.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Bradley is in a fortunate position now where she can get therapy and she can help her brother and all these things, but he doesn't seem interested in changing or getting help. And no matter how many times Bradley tries to help him or tries to put him in rehab or do these things, he will never do it until he wants it. Like, nobody can help you until you first help yourself and make that decision that you want help.
Honestly, honey, I think you might have to walk away. It's your life, Bradley. It's yours, not his.
Very true. Like what I said, until he wants to change and wants to help himself, there's nothing Bradley can do. So those were the Bradley and Laura scenes from episode 8 of season 2 of The Morning Show. I am just loving Bradley and Laura. I think that they are so adorable, and I really hope that they bring Juliana Margulies back for season 3, although I suppose it depends where they end things at the end of season 2. I am so happy that we are having this amazing couple on such a huge show like The Morning Show. I've seen some people saying on social media, or it's more the case of like news presenters and things, talking about the fact that Reese Witherspoon and Juliana Margulies are straight women playing queer women. And I think it's interesting that like pretty much any lesbian that I've spoken to that is watching the show is really, really enjoying both of them being on the show, them being a couple, the whole portrayal. And I have only seen these like heterosexual news anchors demanding Juliana Margulies like explains every sexual encounter she's had in her life. So I don't agree with the fact that they are basically like shining a light on people and being like, tell us your sexuality now before you can have this part. Honestly, I love them on the show. I think it's fucking amazing that an Oscar winner and like one of the biggest television stars of the last 25 years is playing a couple on this enormous Apple show with, you know, Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston, who are two people who were on the two biggest successful comedy shows of the last like 3 decades, Friends and The Office. Honestly, I know this has gone off in a bit of a tangent, but it's been infuriating me seeing all the interviews. I think that Juliana Margulies, Reese Witherspoon, they're doing an awesome job, and I am so happy that we're getting more representation on television. So just leave them be, please. If you're interested in seeing more lesbian rants, please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And make sure to come back on Friday when I'll be posting episode 9. Make sure to follow me on social media. I also have a Patreon and a merch store. I will leave the links for my Dexter episode review, trailer breakdown, and some other videos down in the comment section under a pinned comment if you want to check out any of the other shows that I cover. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.